Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. In global geopolitics, a new act has begun. The sky is the stage. Today, November 17, 2025, China and Russia have announced a historic partnership, co-developing a cutting-edge jet engine for China's C919 airliner. This isn't just business, it's a direct challenge to a century of Western aerospace dominance. The move redraws the map of global influence, shaking the foundations of the industry's Western duopoly. By pooling resources and expertise, China and Russia aim to break free from reliance on Western technology and sanctions. The world of aviation is entering a new era, one defined by ambition, rivalry, and a formidable new axis of aerospace power. The Sino-Russian engine alliance is a global game-changer, reshaping the balance of power in the skies. This partnership is more than just a business deal. It's a bold statement of intent from two of the world's largest nations, signaling their ambition to challenge the established order in aviation technology. For decades, Western companies like GE, Pratt & Whitney, and Rolls-Royce have dominated the world's most advanced jet engines, and, by extension, the global airliner market. Their technology set the standard, and their influence shaped the choices available to airlines everywhere. Now, this partnership aims to break that monopoly, creating a third major bloc in aviation. By pooling resources and expertise, Russia and China hope to offer a credible alternative to the West's technological dominance. Airlines in Asia, Africa, and Latin America may soon have a new, less politically entangled option, potentially at a lower price. This could open doors for countries previously sidelined by Western export controls or high costs, giving them greater access to modern aviation. The alliance signals a deeper strategic alignment against American-led economic containment, accelerating the push for technological self-sufficiency. It's a response to sanctions and trade barriers, and a move to secure critical supply chains. If successful, this model could spread to other high-tech sectors, deepening the divide between global powers. The impact could be profound: new competition, shifting standards, and a world where technology is increasingly shaped by rival blocs. Ultimately, this alliance is a direct challenge to the very idea of a single, globalized aviation system, raising questions about the future of international cooperation and competition in the skies. The COMAC C919 is China's bid to break into the lucrative single-aisle jet market, long dominated by Boeing and Airbus. Despite its Chinese assembly, the C919 has relied heavily on Western engines and systems, a vulnerability exposed by recent geopolitical tensions. China's homegrown CJ1000A engine project has faced delays, unable to match Western performance. The need for a reliable, non-Western engine became urgent, setting the stage for today's alliance. Russia, with its own engine expertise and history of sanctions, emerged as the logical partner. Together, they hope to finally deliver a truly sovereign Chinese airliner. The US's 2025 suspension of engine exports to China was a turning point. For 6 weeks, C919 production ground to a halt, proving China's dependence on Western technology was a real, not theoretical risk. The incident galvanized Beijing to seek a sanction-proof alternative. Russia, already experienced in navigating Western sanctions, shared China's urgency. The US ban, intended to slow China, instead pushed Beijing and Moscow into a high-stakes alliance. Out of economic warfare, a formidable new competitor was born. China's AECC and Russia's UEC have officially announced a groundbreaking partnership to co-develop the new PD-C9 engine, a project that marks a significant milestone in global aviation collaboration. This ambitious venture will blend Russian core engine technology, renowned for its reliability and performance, with China's advanced manufacturing capabilities and expertise in large-scale integration. The partners have set an aggressive timeline. Their goal is to deliver a certifiable prototype within just 5 years, with full-scale production targeted for 2032, a schedule that reflects both urgency and confidence. Backing this effort is a massive $20 billion investment, underscoring the scale and seriousness of the project and signaling a long-term commitment from both nations. Joint research and development centers in Shanghai and Moscow will serve as the nerve centers for innovation, bringing together top engineers and scientists from both countries to tackle technical challenges. The plan is to retrofit existing C919 aircraft with the new engine, providing a direct upgrade path for China's flagship airliner and boosting its competitiveness. All future models of the C919, as well as potentially other aircraft, are expected to be equipped with the PDC-9, further expanding its reach and impact. This strategy is designed to sharply reduce reliance on Western suppliers, insulating the program from geopolitical risks and supply chain disruptions. Unsurprisingly, Western reactions have been swift and vocal. There are growing concerns about unfair competition, technology transfer, and the shifting balance of power in the aviation sector. Policymakers are already calling for renewed export controls and tighter regulations to protect their own industries and maintain leverage. Meanwhile, analysts are questioning whether the two partners can truly merge their distinct engineering cultures, overcome language barriers, and synchronize their technical standards. Achieving international certification from bodies like the FAA and ESA remains a formidable challenge, requiring rigorous testing and compliance with strict global standards. Without these crucial approvals, the new engines market will be limited, unable to compete in the lucrative Western markets. Instead, the PDC-9 will primarily serve domestic and allied markets, focusing on regions open to Chinese and Russian technology. But this alliance is about more than just building an engine. It's about forging a new path in global aviation. Together, China and Russia are laying the groundwork for an alternative regulatory and commercial ecosystem, one that could reshape the industry's future. In doing so, they are directly challenging the established global aviation order, setting the stage for a new era of competition and innovation. Europe's aerospace industry is now caught between its US ally and the rising Sino-Russian bloc. The new engine threatens lucrative transatlantic ventures like the GE Safran partnership, risking jobs and billions in revenue. European leaders face a dilemma: align with the US and risk Chinese retaliation, or try to maintain commercial ties with both sides. Airbus's major presence in China complicates the calculus. The threat to Europe's aerospace sector could mean job losses and economic pain, fueling domestic political pressure. European companies may be forced to accelerate innovation just to keep up. The continent's role as a global aviation leader is now at stake. The alliance signals the birth of a tripolar aviation world: US, Europe, and the Sino-Russian axis. For decades, the skies have been dominated by two giants, Boeing and Airbus. But now, a new challenger is emerging, reshaping the global balance of power in aviation. This shift is not just about aircraft, but about influence, technology, and economic might. Boeing and Airbus remain dominant for now, but the C919, with its own engine, will target price-sensitive markets in Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These regions are experiencing rapid growth in air travel, and airlines there are eager for affordable, reliable alternatives. The C919's entry could mark a turning point, offering new choices to carriers long dependent on Western manufacturers. This could erode Western market share in the world's fastest-growing regions. As more airlines consider Chinese and Russian aircraft, the traditional dominance of Boeing and Airbus faces real challenges. The competition is intensifying and the stakes are higher than ever. The industry may fragment, Western airlines flying Western planes, China and Russia serving their own, and developing nations as the new battleground. This fragmentation could redefine global aviation routes, partnerships, and even passenger experiences, as each bloc seeks to strengthen its own ecosystem. Western suppliers risk being cut out as China and Russia build their own supply chains. This move towards self-reliance means fewer opportunities for Western parts makers and a growing emphasis on domestic innovation and production in the East. The economic fallout isn't just about lost sales, it's about losing entire ecosystems of high-value activity. Jobs, research centers, and technical expertise could shift away from traditional hubs, impacting communities and economies that have relied on aviation for generations. The competition extends to financing, maintenance, and intellectual property. Every aspect of the aviation value chain is now in play, from who builds the planes to who keeps them flying, and who owns the technology behind them. The goal? A self-contained, vertically integrated aerospace industry immune to outside pressure. For China and Russia, achieving this means not just building planes, but securing their place as true global powers in the skies. Experts call this a paradigm shift decades in the making. The fusion of Russian engine expertise and Chinese industrial scale is formidable, but integration and efficiency remain major hurdles. Unless they match Western reliability and fuel efficiency, the new engine will be confined to captive markets. The alliance is a direct response to the weaponization of supply chains and a signal that major powers won't accept a unipolar tech world. The race for next-generation propulsion, sustainable fuels, hydrogen, hybrid electric, will now accelerate. This competition could spur innovation across the industry, even as it destabilizes old alliances. The Sino-Russian partnership has fired the starting gun on the future of flight. The skies are now the front line of global rivalry. The China-Russia engine alliance is a historic inflection point, challenging Western aerospace dominance for the first time in decades. The duopoly of Boeing and Airbus faces a credible state-backed rival determined to achieve self-reliance. The journey ahead is fraught with technical and political challenges, but the scale and determination behind this project are unprecedented. Europe faces tough choices as the globalized world fractures into competing technological blocks. The rules of aviation are being rewritten, with consequences for trade, travel, and global power. As this new chapter unfolds, the outcome will shape the 21st century. The race is on, and the world is watching the skies.